Final Fantasy fans and Kingdom Hearts fans, we have here the new Cloud Strife figure. And this is actually 1/12 scale, so this is not your typical, Play Arts figure. This is actually Bring Arts, which is AKA 1/12 scale. Now for those asking if there is an exclusive edition, there is. It has an extra face. Unfortunately, this one only has one face, which is just his neutral face. I don't know why Bring Arts want to do that, but hey, I guess they want to pocket in more money to sell their own exclusive piece. So yeah, overall this figure is amazing. There are some cons and there are some pros. So let's get this review going out. As for the figure look, Square Enix just did an amazing job. They really captured the paint work, really nice done. The sculptness is just amazing. Even the little tiny things here have a nice groove. Even like the little metal pins here, the glove, the gauntlet, it's just nice, really nice. And even the cape, it does have his own joints, so just a heads up. It has the little battle tear look, shading here, changes of red. And just in the front of the character, you can actually take this piece off, which I'll go throughout more in the video. And you do have the belt here, and this little, I guess, more like a protective armor piece. And for those asking, why does he look like this? Well, it's because apparently he was supposed to appear with Vincent in the game. And in Kingdom Hearts 1, with this, the red cloak and the gauntlet, which is very Vincent-like. And I guess they scrapped that, and they just left it as it is, or they made some changes on it. But overall, I still like the design. Really nice. As for the bottom, you can see here there's more belts, and then the shoes, they put shading. There's some little paint app issues though, unfortunately, right here for this part too. So I guess that's how mine came in the packaging, but I'm guessing it's going to be very sensitive to keep this figure, so it's probably going to be better off in a box and not falling off. Now as for accessories, so of course we're going to start off with the greatest and the best sword in the world, the Buster Sword. And it's just for those asking, this is how it appears in the game for Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy VII doesn't have all these bandages. I don't know why they have it, maybe because the sword's been damaged or just been banged up, and it's probably Cloud's way of holding it, and also just has a nice cool look. But overall, the only complaint is, I wish I had some kind of shading on the sword, but it's still nice. And for those asking, this is actually rubbery, so it's not going to break if you move it around. And it's pretty interesting because you can see here that it clicks in here. You might be able to heat that and pop it off if you want or not, but I like it like that overall. And also here it has a little nice groove, and it's just nice. It's a really nice Buster Sword, and it's sharpened at the tip, so just a heads up guys. You do also get Cloud's Winged Angel piece, and this actually connects to the back of the cape, so you can pull off the cape piece here, and you see a little joint there, and then you just click this wing joint hole here. And if it does give you kind of a hard time, of course heat it up, but just a heads up. Overall, this does look nice though. It has a lot of good articulation. You can go this far up, this far down. As for twisting it, you just have to twist the cape, the wing angel piece around. You can go this forward. You can act like you're flying. Really nice piece. I don't know why they never went into detail why he has this. He just shows up and you're like, oh, I guess Cloud has a winged angel. As for hands, you do get a left and right fisted hands. Really great detail in the paint app. The little shading, and then back to normal brown. Another set of hands is the open object hand, which is for the sword, and a grab hand with a claw hand. And the last set of hands is a relax hand, which is for the left and right hand. And you also get the hand holder, so just a heads up, so you don't lose those hands. Now for those asking about the top piece here, for the mouthpiece on Cloud's face, you can actually pop the head off. You'll see here that this comes off easily, and you see that there's a long neck joint. You can actually push this neck joint down, push it up. You just have to rotate around. So it's pretty much like a hit or miss in some areas where you can go down, but then if you twist it, you can't anymore. And how it looks without the mouthpiece, I'm gonna click the neck back on. And his neck does look a little bit long, but if you move around the head in some angles, it looks normal. I honestly think it looks better without the mouthpiece because I like to see Cloud's look. Especially that his hair is so well done. That surprised me. Now as for articulation, I took off the mouthpiece just because I want to show how much range you can do. As for the head, you can back this much up, and if you were to rotate, like I mentioned, the neck joint, you can actually push the head more down. So now I can push the head more down, and as for back, I can only go that far back. So just a heads up. you do have to play around with that neck joint. Now as for tilting the head, you can tilt that far left and that far right. And just a heads up, the hair is rubbery, so don't feel like you're going to break it by pushing the hair. As for arm articulation for Cloud, he does have a lot of great range in some areas, but some of it is very limited. For example, this is the farthest he can raise his arm, and that's just because the cloak piece here is in the way. Unfortunately, this is actually glued onto the sculpt, so unless you're a customizer, you're kind of stuck with this. Now as for arm swivel, he does have arm swivel. You can twist around no problems. And as for the shoulders, he is like a ball joint right there. You can push this much back and this much forward, which is great, but it sucks that this is really in the way. It makes you like wish you had a little customized one like a soft goods cape. As for the other arm as well, you're kind of stuck here going this far up. As for raising the arm, you can go this far high. It's really good range right there. And as for this shoulder piece here, you can't rotate this, so it's kind of glued into the shoulder area. Now as for the elbows, it is ball jointed. You can go this far back and bend this far down. And you could also rotate this ball joint here, so in case you want to move the arm around. As for the hand swivel, it is on their ball joint here, so you can rotate it with no issues. You can go this far up, this far down, this far left, oops, and that far right. Now as for Cloud's ab crunch, you can bend this far down, and that's pretty much it for abs. But as for her waist, you can actually bend a little bit forward down. As for using the waist back, you can go that far back. As for using the ab crunch, you can actually back this much forward. So pretty much the same range for back and forward for the abs. As for swivel, you do have a lot of range there, so you can move around with no problems. You can tilt that far left with the abs and tap and that far right. As for using the waist, you can tilt this far left and that far right. So as for waist swivel, you do have a lot of waist swivel, which is nice. Now as for Cloud's leg articulation, he can do splits all the way down with no problems. Just a heads up, this is in the way, so just be careful not to rip it. Now as for kicking up, you do have to move the thigh joint here, and then you'll be able to kick high. If you don't, it's going to be stuck right there. As for kicking the leg back, he does have a rubbery area here, so you can kick more farther back and not worry about tearing anything. And you do have single jointed knees, so you can bend the knees this far back. Now you do have ball jointed thighs, so you're going to have to rely on just tilting, so you can tilt this far left and that far right. As for ankle pivot, you have a lot of great range. You can see here there's a little line of articulation. You can tilt this far left, that far right. As for kicking, you can't really kick that far up. So as for kicking down though, you have a lot of great down. You don't have toe pivot, so that's one bummer. I would have loved toe pivot on this. As for swapping hands, it's actually on their ball joint hand, so you can just pull the hand and you're going to see that there's a ball joint there. And you just swap it in with another hand, clicks in with no problems. But if it gives you a hard time, of course heat it up or just put some hot water. Now installing the Buster sword into the sword holding hand, just be sure to take your time with this one, because honestly I feel like this grip handle is going to break easily if you push it too hard. You can just insert it, take your time, it grips in like nothing. And if it does give you a hard time, just hot water the sword holding hand, and then put the sword really quick and then cool it down. Now as for the balance on the sword, it's like a hit or miss. In some areas you can put the sword like this and it'll stay steady, but if you go like this, it'll start pulling the figure down. And of course, because the Buster sword is actually a very heavy sword, and you can only pull off in some angles where it can stand like this and not fall, but if you go like this, it'll take the figure down. I mean, it'd be cool if there's some way to make this really light, or make the character's joints really tight where it doesn't really need to be pulled down with a sword. But just wanted to show that off to you guys. Also, it does scale well, so that's one awesome thing. As I mentioned, there are joints back here, and this is for the cape or for the wing. If you want to take off both capes, you just have to pull, and you can see here that they're ball joints, kind of similar to Robotech joints. So like I mentioned, you get one winged robe that you can swap around with this one, or use this one. For scale comparison, here's a Marvel Legends Scarlet Spider next to Cloud. Here's a scale comparison next to the Bring Arts Stormtrooper next to Cloud. Here's another scale comparison to the Bring Arts Sword next to Cloud. in the end, Bring Arts did an amazing job with this figure. I mean, I have some gripes where I wish I could take off the cloak and take off this armor piece and get my Final Fantasy VII Cloud. I don't even care about the bandages. It actually looks really cool to me, but it's okay. This is the Kingdom Hearts 1 skin, so I have to get used to it. I hope down the line they actually bring out the rest of the cast, but in Final Fantasy VII line. Another complaint is there are some issues with the articulation with this being in the way. If this was more rubbery, I would be able to like push the figure more bendable. And another thing is we only get one face, which is a really let down. I mean, I wish I would have gotten an extra face, like a angry face or open mouth face. And I know in the game he doesn't have that many faces, but you know, an extra face would have been nice. Unfortunately, the exclusive face is the closed eye face that you have to pre-order from the Square Enix site. I didn't want to pay up that much. So yeah, overall, figure's great. If you guys love Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts, this is the figure you need. And of course, if you also need a Cloud 112 scale, this is the guy. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them below and I'll do my best to respond back. Thanks for watching and take care.